S is for the S's that have disappeared. H is for house, it's changed, my dear. I is for incredible, lots of changes to our edibles. F is freaky cause Mandela effects are all the buzz. And T is for time that's running fast. Y is for your memories, hope they last. If it's not a fun day, won't you join me Shifty Sunday? Shifty Sunday for Emmys. Shifty Sunday, if you please.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Shifty Sunday. This is your host, Hebro. And I'm here. On the panel tonight is Armor Up and Sagittarically Speaking. Welcome, guys. Welcome, everybody, to the show.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Cool.
Ditto. Hopefully our other host will show up sometime.
Yeah, I don't know what's happened to our other host. I think her internet's like not working proper, is what I heard like 2 days before yesterday.
So like 3 days ago.
Oh yeah.
Did you say 2 days before yesterday?
Yeah, I think I did.
That's like 6 days after the day after tomorrow, right?
Well, yeah, and
Okay.
I had a friend.
Last Tuesday.
The what now, sir?
I said it would be a week from last Tuesday.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know. I guess I worded that really weird, guys. I'm sorry, but hey, it is a Shifty Sunday, so be expecting that sort of thing from Hebro.
Yeah, well, I want you to remind me that 2 days after tomorrow, but 4 days before the 16th, and 3 days after the 12th, I have a doctor's appointment, okay?
Yeah, let me write that down.
All right.
Yeah. I'll make a note of it. How about
All
that?
right.
Yeah. So, let's see here. What was I? Oh, I had a friend of mine that used to call. Instead of saying last night, he would say, "Oh yeah, I ran into that guy yesterday night."
Yesterday night.
Yesterday night, yeah.
That reminds me. I had a friend who always used to tell me he was going to do something. He always said, tomorrow I'm going to blah blah blah. Tomorrow, he was always saying that he was going to do something tomorrow. Like tomorrow I'm going to go work out. Tomorrow I'm going to go do this or do that. But he never actually was going to do. Like you would ask him, like, what did you go? No, I'm going to do it tomorrow. It would always be tomorrow, but tomorrow never came.
Yep,
Right.
exactly. Tomorrow never comes, so he was smart. I'll do it tomorrow. I never had to do it.
That's always mine. I have a case of the tomorrows myself sometimes. Yeah.
Speaking of tomorrow, we're rounding up the year 2019. You guys realize it's going to be 2020 on the calendar. And I don't know, it got me thinking, like, what is in store for, I don't know, for the world as we know it, I guess, for lack of a better way of putting it.
I thought you were going to say it got you thinking about Barbara Walters and Hugh Downs and what was the other guy's name with the mustache? He always had that one segment where he goes, was that Mickey?
I know, but if you had old
Andy Rooney. Sorry, go ahead, man.
Andy Rooney. If you had some old footage of 2020, you probably could find some Mandela residue in those bad boys.
Man, that's true. If I remembered the show.
Right.
Yeah. I haven't watched it since it had those guys on there, so maybe that's why I'm mentioning that.
Right. Well, yeah. I don't know who's on it now. I don't even know if they still do it.
Who is the guy with the mustache? He used to do the special segment, like the special reports. Like, Saji, are you okay over there?
I'm totally fine.
Oh, I know what I'm going to get you for Christmas, and it may be a late Christmas present. I think I'm going to get you a set of headphones.
All right.
You said your old set went kablooey, right?
Yeah. I'm just using the speakerphone on my phone.
I think that would be the perfect Christmas gift for you. I really do.
All right. Well, could you hear me breathing again? Is that what it was?
I didn't say that, but now that you brought it up, yeah.
All right. Well, I'll try not to hold it so close
No,
because
no,
I
no.
was holding it like right up to my face, so that's probably why.
Well, don't try to hold it so close. Just try not to breathe. I mean, maybe
Oh,
that'll
yeah, I'll just hold my breath the rest of the show.
right. Oh man, I kid. But seriously though, man. If you could do that, then you probably set a world record for not breathing.
Well, when you hear my phone hit the ground, that's when you time me out, okay?
Okay.
Starting now.
Oh, okay. That'd be great if he did the sound effect.
Well, I gotta wait at least 2 or 3 minutes.
You gotta wait 2 or 3 minutes to hold your breath. What do you mean?
No, before I do the sound effect, to get the world records.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure the world record's probably close to 10 minutes for holding your breath.
You know who holds the world record?
No, do you?
Some dead guy. Or dead girl. I don't know.
Right?
Oh man, we're having fun. Right? But
Some dad overachiever holds the record.
right, yeah. There's somebody under the ground somewhere, or maybe in an urn. Maybe he held his breath that long. I think by that time it's too late though. You know how they say, like I'm gonna talk to you till I'm blue in the face.
Right?
So if you're blue in the face, wouldn't that mean you're like out of breath? Like you'd be dead?
Yeah, either that or your name is like Papa Smurf or something.
Oh man, I tell you, I almost put Papa Smurf on the broadcast. Well, no, I don't mean like literally on the broadcast.
Oh, that would be a great panel host.
Yeah, it would. So Armor, are you enjoying their company or what?
Nope. I'm enjoying
So what's good with Armor? What's going on over there? It sounds like you're eating something. What are you snacking on?
Reese's peanut butter tree.
All right, yeah, I like those.
Oh man, that sounds good. Hey, did you
Go
guys?
ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, have you guys ever heard of peanut butter whiskey?
No, there's some guy was telling me about it. Yes. Oh, that was you.
Oh, okay, I see. Yeah. No, it's actually pretty good stuff. If in it goes really good with like butterscotch snobs. Did I say snobs or schnapps?
I know what you mean. Keep going.
No, it's my friend came up with the idea. We left the. By the way, when we left the, I guess I might as well go ahead and say it. When we left the funeral, this is the funny part. Is like we left the funeral. Everyone was supposed to meet at this particular bar, and then me, my mom, and our friend got there, and the thing was closed. And here's all these guys hanging out on the sidewalk, and it's like, let's just go over here across the street. They're open, so we went over there across the street. It's called the Timeout Sports Bar. Pretty cool. This guy, he mentioned peanut butter whiskey, and when I first heard it, I'm like, peanut butter whiskey, ew, gross. And but he's like, no, man, just give it a try. It's really good. So I gave it a
That
try.
can't be any worse than an avocado drink.
Well, I don't know, man. An avocado. You've never had an avocado drink until you've had an avocado fasciato.
Yeah, avocado bashado. I mean, I remember uh, all the ingredients for that was pretty intense.
Yeah, I think it's like 6 quarts of whiskey, 7 quarts of gin, 3 quarts of vodka, and a little splash of avocado juice.
Okay, is there really a thing called avocado juice?
I would think, can't you squeeze an avocado and get juice out of it?
I've never tried.
I don't know. Maybe you could put them in a blender and get some kind of juice out of them.
All right. Well, I've totally sidetracked you off of the sidetrack that you were originally sidetracked off of. So let's get back to the Timeout Sports Bar. He mentions peanut butter whiskey. You said?
Yeah, peanut butter whiskey. I think it's called what is it called? It's got like some kind of sporty name to it. But is it called Wall whiskey? I don't know. But anyway, it was really good, and we were trying to come up with a name for a drink. My friend, who is a culinary expert, mixed, like, he's like, hey, let's try it with butterscotch. And we mixed butterscotch in there, and then later on he's like, hey man, what would be really good is if we had butterscotch. This stuff, the peanut butter whiskey and Irish cream, some kind of Irish cream liquor or something,
Right.
So we kept on adding on and adding on.
So how many shots did you do altogether by the time it was all over said and done with? This is starting to sound like a frat party.
No, it was just 2 shots.
Oh, okay.
I had 2 shots of that and then like 3 beers, I think. And then we went over, and then it was, I went outside for a smoke because, you can't smoke in a bar anymore.
I know, right?
So I went over for a smoke, and I noticed that the bar across the street where we were all supposed to meet was open. So I tell my mom and our friend, I said, come on, let's go over there, open now. And they're like, okay. So we went over there, and I think there was one person, there. And then we were like, well, where did everybody go? And they're like, they went to Joe's Pizza. I'm like, wait a minute. What? And then here's the kicker, right? So we're all over there, and that's when we heard that everyone went to Joe's Pizza. I said, well, I'm not leaving a third time to go over there. So we just, next thing you know, a few seconds later, like, someone else came in. I think it was his sister or whoever it was, came in with her boyfriend, and then said, yeah, everyone was over there at Joe's Pizza. I honked my car at them. They were all standing on the sidewalk. So I think Joe's Pizza was closed too. They were all standing on the sidewalk.
That's crazy.
So, yeah. So they did all eventually end up at that bar where we were at, and we all had our drinks and shot some pool and played some cool tunes on the jukebox, and we had ourselves a good time. And I got to tell you, that's the way he would have wanted it, man. He was a huge partier. He loved parties. So, that's definitely the way he would have wanted it,
Right. Well, that's cool. I'm glad that it turned out to be a pleasant experience, because funerals can be real touch and go. I mean, people, react and more and so differently. I mean, I remember one of the first funerals I ever went to as a teenager. There was it was for a friend of ours that had passed away. Mountain, like climbing a Red River Gorge. He fell off the side of the thing trying to climb it, and He didn't survive it. By the time the emergency people showed up, all the way down deep in the woods and whatnot, and got him to the hospital, he was already gone. But
Um,
when we went to the funeral, a lot of us were like just out of high school, and I just remember people were just behaving so extremely different. Like you had people crying, you had people just being real quiet, you had people wanting to um, just talk about, tell stories about him, and you had people that were actually laughing and
right.
carrying on like it was a good time. But I,
Yeah.
I realized that was just their
Cool.
their psychological way of dealing with it.
Oh
Like
yeah. Yeah.
everybody has a different way of dealing with it. Nobody was trying to offend anybody. But when I first heard them, like, cutting up and laughing and kind of like making a jokes out of it, at first I was offended. Like, why are you disrespecting the family like this? But then I realized, that it was just the way people are, and everybody has a different reaction.
Yeah. You know what, man? Here's how I look at funerals. I don't look at it as mourning their death, but celebrating their life. Like we're celebrating the life that they had. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, I mean, I get that, but and I'm with you. I'm 100% there with you, but that doesn't mean everybody at the procession feels that way.
Right. Now, let me ask you this: is it procession or reception?
Well, there is a procession, and then there is a reception. The reception's usually where you gather when you leave the funeral home, right?
Okay. Right. Yeah.
It's like when you have a wedding, and then you have the wedding reception. That's where everybody meets afterwards, right?
Right. But I didn't know. I knew that it was that, but I didn't know that if you had a funeral that you called it that. I knew it was called that at a wedding. So I don't know.
Right. I mean, I'm just winging it here. I'm not up on my official terminologies on all this stuff. I mean, I really don't know a lot about that kind of thing. I, I'm not. I've only been to maybe a handful of funerals. I mean, my whole life, and maybe like 4 or 5 weddings. As a guest. Now, I used when I used to DJ, I DJ'd a few wedding receptions, but I never actually attended the wedding. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. I could tell you. We talked about this the other night, and I told you. I said I can't even count them on both hands how many I've been to. I've been to so many. Friends and family, and a good majority of them have been family members that have been like passed away of old age, natural causes. So, I mean,
Right. And every funeral is different. I mean, if the person lived a nice, died of old age and lived a nice long life, it's not nearly as tragic or devastating as, if someone's child dies or somebody, dies unexpectedly in the prime of their life. I mean, it's just one of those things, man.
yeah. Armor, do you have any thoughts on this? You've been so quiet.
No, not really. But it's not a reception, though. I think it's like some call it a wake.
All right.
We just call it I don't know if there really is a name for it other than like a wake. Procession, whenever you are driving to the graveyard, like all the cars are lined up with their little flags and their headlights on.
That's the procession?
Okay.
Procession, yeah.
All right.
But afterwards, I don't know. I guess it's called a wake, where everyone gathers. Okay. Usually at someone's house. At least around here, we all go to someone who was some family member's house and have all kind of food, talk about them and stuff like that.
Right. I remember a couple I went to, they had the slides to show where they had lots of pictures of the person. And I really thought that was a nice touch because you got to see them living like what they look like throughout their life and things like that versus the only image you have of them is if it's an open casket or something or some one picture in a frame of when they, got married or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'd rather move on to new subjects. I don't really like talking about that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Well, I just have one question before we drop the subject for Armor, though. What do you think of funerals, man? Do you think of them as more of a celebration of life, or do you feel that they're more of a mourning of a passing?
What do I think, or what are they normally?
Well, I mean, like in my view, it's more of a celebration of that person's life, or is it both?
Well, I think they're a waste of money. Just another racket. Because they're not there and they're not seeing anything that's happening.
Right.
So I think it's a way for people that lost someone to hold on as long as possible. And I don't know.
Yeah, I see what you're saying there, Armor. Because I remember when my mom passed and I'm sitting there, talking to the funeral people and coming to the realization that they really do overcharge you for everything. I mean, they really are making they're taking advantage of a person in a vulnerable moment, and
it's a wonderful thing. They prey on the dead. They make their money off the dead. Lovely.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I go to them if it's a close family member. I don't go to funerals too much. Most people around me know that, but if it's a family member or a really close friend, you know what I mean. But yeah, I think it should be more a time of memories of celebration, but unfortunately, it's mostly a time of basically selfish feelings because you've lost something instead of joy because they made it. They're out of here. So I don't know. Hey, Case, Allison, Lorraine Lamour, and Euler Gray.
And I've also noticed most funeral homes have a real morbid decor. Like it really does look like the Addams family lives there. I mean, I don't get why they decorate like that.
I'll tell you what was kind of cool was, and this is what
could you guys hear me?
Yeah.
About where I said how they decorate?
Yeah, they decorate terribly.
Yeah.
But no, I thought it was kind of cool because they had like he had the rock ballads. I guess you call them ballads. Like there was Guns N' Roses playing, there was Van Halen, there was all kind, because that's the kind of music he was into. He was in several different bands, and he was even a roadie at one time for, like, he roadied for Guns N' Roses, and he roadied for White Snake, Van Halen, just to mention a few. And that's when he lived out there in California and stuff. And so it was, in a way, it was a celebration of his life, But I do have a couple notes. I do think the funeral director was kind of a dick. It seemed like to me he was just trying to rush through things as fast as he could get to it and rush everybody to their seats and rush everybody out. I don't know. It just felt rushed, like the whole thing, man. And I don't know. But I guess that's kind of a good thing in a way, because you're not sitting there, like you said, sitting there staring at the morbid decor and stuff like that. But
and 90% of the time, they'll hire a preacher to speak about the person that's passed, but never ever met them. There's absolutely nothing about them, and basically give some generic crap.
Yeah, it's like he's picking a reading out of the hat. Like he has like 5 different versions that he does for funerals, Well, because you can almost tell that he has the whole spiel memorized, and he's just doing it. He's just reading a script,
When my stepdad passed away, it was actually a friend of his that was a pastor that did the reading for him. And this guy, the guy that passed away, his was an old bandmate of his that they used to hang out together, and they were friends. They were actual friends, and he's the one that gave the whole. I think he was a minister or pastor or something like that as well. So it was pretty cool that it was somebody that knew a lot about the guy, and it wasn't just like you guys said, like some random pastor that was just hired there that's just basically reading out of the obituary.
Right. All right. So what else we got?
Um I hear Armor's got a new book out.
A new book.
Yeah.
All right. Seriously?
Seriously, no.
Oh.
I don't know. You should have just gone with it though, man,
Well, I mean, it was in my mind. I was trying to say, well, you know what? That could actually be true.
Yeah.
I mean, Armor is capable. What could be capable of writing a book?
I tell you, I don't mean to put him on the spot or anything, but I think it would be interesting if he wrote a book of how he came to be, like how he
His memoirs,
yeah, like
the Armor Up memoirs. I would. That would be an interesting read.
going from
Have you started on your memoirs yet, there, Armor Up?
No, I don't have any memoirs.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know how I came to be. I don't know who my biological male donor part was. So how could I?
Oh,
Well, we don't mean how you biologically. We know that somebody somewhere was shagging and then you were conceived. But I mean,
Someone named biological male hung out with my mama. Hanging out with people like that.
yeah.
Oh,
I mean, that's one thing we all have in common is we were once the fastest swimmer.
Here I am. Where I come from, nobody knows.
But I think the question was more to put it is like how you got to where you are now. As far as like your awakenedness and your spiritualness and your the journey that was Armor Up. Because some tells me you didn't always have that great armored persona.
Oh yeah, that's true. Oh, that would be like an encyclopedia.
Okay,
We got that much time.
gotcha. It would be a 3-part. It would be at least a 3-part special, huh?
Oh my, yeah. It'd be if you'd want to know the whole past to get to the whole present. Yeah, that'd be a long story.
hey, I got a good title. Well, maybe it's a shitty title. I don't know. To Hell and Back. How about that?
I was thinking, what the hell happened?
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Well, yeah.
Lorraine said, "Is this a Christmas show?" I don't know. I thought you guys did your Christmas thing last week. Didn't you do a Christmas?
That was last week. Although, we huh?
Huh?
Mandela effect.
Mandela effect.
Mandela effect.
Yeah, see, you're right.
I mean, is it our Christmas show? I don't know. We kind of did our Christmas theme last week. Yeah, I have to say I don't have anything Christmassy, on the table here with me to go over. As far as we kind of covered that stuff last week.
Yeah, for sure. You have a table?
Well, it's like a little end table.
Cool. Speaking of tables,
Bachelor table.
Say what, Armor?
The bachelor table.
Yeah, bachelor table.
Oh, I'm sorry. What?
Huh?
You said say what? And I didn't. So I'm sorry.
Oh yeah.
last night, I wanted to have an entire show and we were starting to get hot. Like we were starting to really get into some good conversation, and then all of a sudden, it's like my stomach locked up on me, and I was like, "Uh-oh." You never know what's going to happen live. By the way,
Yeah, especially after drinking peanut butter whiskey.
well, I don't think it was the peanut butter whiskey that did it. It was more of a
No, it couldn't have been the whiskey. Nah.
It was more of a what in the hell are you putting down in there, like sausage and rice mix? Like I don't know.
Well, I think it was a combination of everything.
Oh,
I
sure.
think you found the wrong combination, my friend.
Yeah. But man, I really, really wanted to finish that show last night. I was gonna try to power through it, and my stomach said, "No, that's not happening, dude. You're done. You're done. Go lay down." So
Oh, I know why she said it's their Christmas show. We all got our Christmas stuff on. I like
Oh, okay.
low, but I get there.
no, man.
Well, I almost took mine off, but I was like, I'll leave it on one more time because it still technically isn't Christmas yet.
Yeah, we got to leave our Christmas stuff on.
Speaking of
Curated.
Christmas,
Hey, Rain on the Plains popped in. Go ahead, brother. Sorry.
oh, Rain on the Plains. Oh, cool. Yeah, you know what? Speaking of Christmas, I was thinking about having a very special Thirsty Thursday on a Monday kind of thing, because we're not going to have anything on Tuesday, it being Christmas Eve and all. So I figured, why not do a very special Thirsty Thursday on a Monday, but maybe just call it Thirsty Monday or something like that,
Well, don't forget, you got to go before or after Mandela Monday. As far as I know, there's going to be a Mandela Monday. I don't know, but usually.
Yeah, he could be doing a very special Christmas Mandela Monday. Have you heard anything about that?
Well, no, I know we're doing a Christmas special, but I don't know what day yet. But it ain't going to be Mandela Monday.
Okay.
I don't know if he's doing a regular show then or what, but I think our Christmas specials, the last I heard, we're probably going to do it Christmas night, not Christmas Eve, but Christmas Day night. You know what I mean? After Wednesday word, basically.
Is that the same thing as?
That's something we talked about, but I don't know for sure.
Is that the same thing as yesterday night, like my friend would say?
Yeah, yesterday night.
Yesterday night. Yeah, man. Well, I'll tell you what. We got a very we got some stuff to bring up a little bit. I think
Eddie Von Keene in the room.
who?
Eddie Von Keene, the real one.
Oh, well, see, that's why I said who. Because number one, I haven't seen him in a while. Number two, I wasn't exactly sure if we had shifted and he was the fake Eddie Von Keene. So just wondering. He says, call it Misty Monday. Instead of Thirsty Monday, we'll call it Misty Monday. How's that sound?
Rain on the Plains says, Monday, Monday, da 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 da.
All right, there you go, man. Hey, we don't have to talk you into singing. You just volunteer on your own. That's cool.
No, Mama's and the Papas. I know what song she meant. I'm old. I got it. Ask her if that ain't right.
So on that note, Saji, I believe you've been working on something for quite some time now, and
Yeah, I'm gonna wait and do it after the holidays because I started to get up and work on it earlier this week, and I've just really with it being the time of year it is, I just haven't been super motivated. But I know once the new year comes and goes, I'll get back to feeling a little bit more vibrant and energetic and ready to do stuff like that. I did come across a a weird Mandela effect.
Mandela effect.
Mandela effect.
Mandela effect. But I'm not 100% sure. It might just be a possible. I'm not going to say the word again, but you know what I'm talking about.
What word is that? I don't know. I don't know what
Mandela effect.
Mandela effect.
Mandela effect.
Mandela effect.
Yeah. So
Okay.
it has to do with Santa's reindeer. There's, are you familiar with these guys? Have you heard of them?
Oh, you mean the Donder and Blitzkin or whatever the heck it is thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely a Mandela effect.
Oh, wait.
There's Dasher and Dancer and Prancer and Vixen, Comet and Cupid and Donder and Blitzen.
Donder.
No, it ain't Blitzen anymore. It's Blitzkin or something. It ain't even. There's two changed. It's Donder
Yeah.
and Blitzkin or. Yeah, it's almost.
Yeah, I just recently just came to my attention. I thought I would mention it.
I think
Yeah.
I need to.
Yeah, when it's nuts.
I think I need to go get a shot of peanut butter whiskey. I can't believe what's just happening here.
What do you mean?
Well, maybe I need to throw it like you see in the movies or the cartoons where the guy's got a bottle of whiskey and he's seeing things like something strange goes by him. He's like, oh, and he just throws it out. Yeah.
Right. Well, what is it? What's so strange?
No, this Mandela effect is freaking me out, man.
Oh, yeah.
Donger? What did you say? Donger and
Yeah,
Blitzed?
Donder, yeah. It's based off of a poem from 1823 called A Visit from St. Nicholas, commonly known as The Night Before Christmas.
Yeah, now it's Donder and Blitzken or something like that.
Yeah.
Donner and Blitzen.
Man, that
So
sounds like
all the reindeers, we memorized those two wrong. We got all the rest right though, so good job.
Man, that sounds like something that I would make up while singing a song. Like
like a little kid that don't know the words and just trying to fill in the blanks.
Well, you better watch out. You better not crowd. I mean, you better not pout.
Right. Yeah, kind of like the remake, like the kids remake the Jingle Bell songs.
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah. But Donder isn't even a name that people know. Like who? I mean, I've heard of the name Donner, and it's like a common last name, even. But whoever heard of Donder? Well, I mean, that's not even a name.
Was that movie Superman? Was that directed by Richard Donder?
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
Hey, Jennifer Richardson in the house. Welcome.
All right, cool.
But yeah, I thought I would bring that up. Just thought I'd throw it out there in case you guys. So, where did you hear about this, Armor?
Oh, I forget. Some video. I don't remember. I don't want to give credit the wrong place, but
no. But I mean, have you known about it for a long time, or just recently, or?
I don't remember. We talked about it last year, maybe with Scarab.
Okay, so it was even
Christmas.
So it was last Christmas, at least.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we talked about it last year. I don't know.
All right.
The heck was that?
I
gotta start turning my phone off during the broadcast, guys. I'm sorry. I'm just not very professional, I guess.
Yeah, there goes our perfect show. Just ruined it.
Something new.
I just knocked out that
all of a sudden.
Yeah, you know what, man? You're freaking me out with that Mandela effect right now. But as freaked out as I am, we still have yet to give this room a shout out.
Yes, I did.
Huh?
Not recently.
What?
Oh.
Yeah, well, let's do it again just for old time's sake.
All right. Why not? We got Jennifer Richardson in the room. Rain on the Plains, Lorraine Lamore, Eddie Von Keen, KC, Oiler Greg lurking in the background. And I don't see them, but I'm sure they're lurking. Probably Zombie Cat Cub.
Yep. I
Do
think
we all-
you're probably right.
I don't know if I don't monetize my channel. I don't think Hebrew does. Jennifer says, do we monetize? I don't know. I don't. But I always get ads because I always get, when I put my songs on, they always strike me and say they're going to put ads on. So I'm not monetized, but there's probably ads on my videos.
No, I just charge people $5 to come over while I'm live streaming.
For the actual live.
Yeah, to be sitting here in the living room with me while I do it.
Do you get
Yeah.
popcorn or anything with that? Because I might get in on that.
Well, no, I just tell them they got to bring a dish too.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, $5 and bring a dish. So far, I've had no people show up, but the offer still stands.
We'll run a Christmas special. Just bring a dish. You don't even have to pay the $5 for the Christmas special.
All right, that's a good idea.
You know, Armor, I got to tell you, I didn't mention this earlier, but, you know, nobody can do a shout out better than you can, man. There's just something about you. You just like give it pizzazz. You give it your own like little twist. You do it like a professional announcer, you know? Just saying.
Announcer.
You get that voice. I think I've told you that before. Like you would have almost like a broadcast, like baseball announcer voice, you know?
You say so. I do like doing the shout out. What
I could hear you. I could hear you doing golf. I think you would be perfect for golf.
Oh,
Yeah. Just like as he approaches the 11th hole, you can tell that he's really into his game. It seems like the golf is really in his head today. Don't you think so? I mean, just because he's got that quiet like that quiet that keeps in his voice that keeps it that helps. Yeah, I don't know how to put it in words, but I think you'd be great at golf.
The crowd goes quiet. Birdie for 14. And he sunk it. It's bird.
Exactly. There you go.
That's great. Well, you say it real loud after the
Out of nowhere, Cinderella story.
Oh man. I was just remembering I was having flashbacks.
We could do like anti-ASMR.
Huh?
Because they do them ASMR things to mellow them out. Sort of like a Cheech and Chong version of the ASMR and be like, this is me brushing a watermelon. You hear the lovely sound of the watermelon as I brush it. Take them right back to reality. That would be good.
That'd be great. You should make that record. Oh, wait a minute. Record. Oops.
I'll call it reverse ASMR. I could be famous, yo.
Yeah, you know, you could do that end of it, and Scarab could do the regular, you know. He's got that voice that just puts people to sleep.
I can't tell you how many times I fell asleep listening to Dan's show.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's Dan's fault. I think it's just because he goes so late sometimes I can't stay up and watch it.
Ah, okay.
Jennifer
But
says
he
we
does
need.
have a pleasant voice for falling asleep to. I will say that.
Jennifer said we need to monetize so YouTube keeps us around as a financial source. I ain't buying into their crap, and I ain't using it as an excuse to monetize like I see some people have, but that's between them and the Lord. But no, I don't need YouTube's money. Father will keep me here as long as he wants me here, whether they like it or not. And if it's time to move on, I'll move on. But anytime anyone wants to donate, I have ways to donate, but I never ask for it. So she says about wanting to drop a few bucks on occasion to us. So, and I think Hebrew has ways to donate. But yeah, I ain't monetizing YouTube. I ain't worried about them. I'll be here as long as Father wants me here. Ain't much YouTube can do about it.
Right. And I honestly am not here for any financial reasons. I'm just here for the love of wanting to do it. So
I'll say this: if anybody feels the need to drop us a few bucks this way, that would be good, nice. I'm not asking for it, like Armor said, but if you want to do that, the best way to do it is buy a shirt or a coffee mug or a sweatshirt. Not only do we get some of that, but you get a T-shirt and you have something to wear to show for it.
plus you're advertising our show, which might get us more viewers.
There you go.
And if we was to get any compensation, I'm pretty sure we would put it towards improving our program, new equipment or something along those lines.
Yeah, that's true. We both got T-shirts we sell if anybody wants any. I mean, I ain't never sold any. I don't mention them, but there's always links under my videos. I got PayPal, whatever. I've had different people that reach out and have donated when the Father moved them, and I don't shout it out. I don't make it known, which maybe some of them take the wrong way. You know what I mean? Might think, well, look, I donated some money. That dude, he didn't even mention it. But I'm a firm believer in what they do in secret gets rewarded in secret. Why do I want to steal their blessing by announcing it to the world? That's
exactly
at it. So, but yeah, I mean, there's PayPal, there's T-shirts, there's ways to support us other than paying YouTube. Like I said, and YouTube, from what I know, at least from the emails I get every time I do a video with songs in it, which is about every video, it says about they're going to put ads and collect the revenue. Well, good luck. I mean, I get if I'm lucky, 40 views. So I'm sure they're making a fortune. You know what I mean?
Right.
Well, I'll tell you what, go ahead. I'm sorry, dude. No, I was just going to thank her thanks for the sentiment, by the way. That's awesome that you would if we had a way, a thing that's awesome that you would think kindly enough of us that you would donate to us. But I do appreciate the I do appreciate the thought. So thank you.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Who would have thought we were good enough to warrant such things?
Yeah, it always amazes me when I get something. It's like, wow, it blows me away. It don't happen often, don't get me wrong. I'm not throwing in cash, but when you do, even if it's a couple bucks, it's like, well, that's cool. Because I know Father moved him to do it. Because like I said, this is the most I've ever talked about it. I never mention it. I don't care. It's not why I do it. I know, like I said, I'm a firm believer in the Father. I know if the Father moves someone's heart to donate, they're going to donate. And they'll know how because it's right there. You know what I mean? I don't believe in asking for it or begging for it. Of course, we can all use it. It's a rough world out there. But yeah, I mean, it's more appreciated when I know it just came from the heart. You know what I mean? If I got to ask for it, that's wrong because I ain't here to sell the Father's word. I'm just here to speak it. Just like they didn't turn down donations, but they didn't ask for them either. They just run around, did what they're supposed to do, and Father took care of them. That's the way it works.
We should have done this backstage, but can we do like a quick mic check real quick? I'll get him. I want to see who's throwing echoes because one of us is throwing echoes. I don't know which one. So I'll shut up and then see if it's coming off of my end. I'll mute up. You guys go ahead and talk.
Well, I'm not hearing the echo, so how do I sound now?
Yeah, I don't hear the echo either.
All
All
right.
right.
Now speak. See if you're getting it off of my end because I'm hearing something. There was some kind of echo a while ago when Armor was talking and he was breaking out, and then all of a sudden,
I think I have a bad connection tonight. Like I feel like it's raining really hard here. I think maybe I'm just not getting a really strong cell phone signal.
Yeah, that happens sometimes.
Yeah, I hear thunder in the background and whatnot.
Oh, okay, that's what's going on. Yeah, I was thinking like
Lorraine said about a mailing address. Yeah, I got a mailing address. Hebrew got a mailing address, I'm sure. I've given out my address. I ain't worried about, I don't used to about this. I'll give out my real address. They want to roll in here, they're welcome. They might not like the results, but they're welcome.
Yeah, I mean, if somebody's willing to drive all the way down here to Florida to see me, I'll be more than happy to shoot on my address. I got a spare room.
That's cool of you, man.
So I do have something else I wanted to talk about, guys. Have you heard of the new
The new 52?
the new Apple? It lasts for a year. It's called the Cosmic Crisp. Have you guys heard of this?
The apple that don't turn brown.
Yeah. Well, and that's true too. But that's a different apple. That one has a different name. I forget the name of that apple. But that one came out like like back in 2018, and that was a heavily GMO'd apple, like genetically modified, where they actually tried to remove part of the DNA of the apple to get rid of the chemical that caused it to turn brown when you sliced it, so that you could slice an apple and eat it later, which is kind of weird in itself. But no, this is a different apple. This apple, this apple is a cross between the Honey Crisp and the Enterprise, and they started cultivating it back in 1997, but they just finally are putting it out this year. It just recently became a thing. But the big deal about this particular apple is it comes out of state of Washington, and there's certain farmers that are exclusively allowed to grow the fruit for the next decade. It's an ultra crisp apple. It's relatively firm. It has a good balance of sweet and tart, and it's very juicy, said Kate Evans, who led the apple's breeding program at Washington State University. She said the flesh is slow to brown, and the fruit maintains excellent eating quality in refrigerated storage for 10 to 12 months. It has a shelf life in the fridge of almost a year. Now, can you imagine buying an apple today and waiting till Halloween to eat it?
I don't know. I gotta say this though. You start messing around with GMO apples, and next thing you know, your skin's turning green and you're craving human brains.
Yeah, I mean that is a thing. I heard about that. They moved all those people to Antarctica though, so you don't have to worry about it.
Oh, okay.
But
seriously though, man, I'd be worried about getting something like like mad cow disease or something like that. Well, it wouldn't be called mad cow disease. I guess it would be called mad apple disease or something.
Right, and the big deal about this apple is it's not been genetically modified. Like most things that are genetically modified, they're chemically altering the DNA of the species or the product that they're manipulating, be it a fruit or a vegetable or an animal or whatever. You know what I mean? But no, this is actual kind of like, think of it like as they're trying to make a thoroughbred apple. They're actually using the best seeds from the best ones, and they're cross pollinating different strains. Kind of like you would kind of think of how they do like they've done dogs, they've done horses, they do marijuana, like by just kind of like crossbreeding the strongest, most taking the qualities from the ones they like and breeding them with more and more over years. It took them over 10 years of crossbreeding and seeds and growing another tree, getting it to produce a fruit, getting feedback on that fruit, choosing the seeds from that particular one, and then it took them 10 years of doing that to come up with this particular apple. And they actually have 12 million Cosmic Crisp trees have been planted, and a strict licensing system for farmers to grow the apples in other parts of the country. It was originally known as the WA38, and the name Cosmic Crisp was inspired by the scattering of tiny white spots on its dark red skin, resembling the night sky. I don't know if I put an article in our Shifty Sunday. I don't know if you can bring that up. Somebody can screen share. We can actually see what it looks like. There's a short little clip from CBS News if you guys want to check it out.
All right, I'm pulling it up here.
All right, now I'll go ahead and tell you the rest of this while you do that.
That is, let me play the clip though.
Okay.
You just done a screenshot of the, you know what I mean? It's not clickable.
Oh, the clip isn't clickable?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, it is what it is. At least you can see what the apple looks like. But it was given the name because of the tiny white spots on its dark red skin resembling stars in the night sky. And Washington is popular for their apples. I mean, they got the Golden Delicious, the Red Delicious, the Pink Lady, the Royal Gala. Everybody kind of has a different, slightly different variety of apple. It's a shame that the link isn't clickable. Yep, that would be the apple. So what do you guys think? Are you sold? Do you want to try the new Cosmic Crisp?
Well, Honey Crisp is one of my favorite apples, so I don't know. I'd probably give it a whirl.
All right. It's even got its own Instagram page, believe it or not.
Does it produce seeds? Do you know?
It doesn't say one way or the other. I would have to assume that there's seeds in it, yes. Yeah. Just like any other apple. So technically you could grow one yourself if you bought some.
Yeah, GMOs won't produce seed. That's one sure way to know it's GMO.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's a good thing.
I don't know, guys. I don't trust anything that can live in my refrigerator for a year. Just saying.
Well, I know I've probably had a condiment in my fridge for close to a year, but other than that, I can't think of anything that sticks around that long.
And what about these no bruise bananas? Is that the same company that developed the no bruise banana?
I'm not hip to the no bruise banana. You mentioned that earlier. I want to see if that's a thing.
Yeah, I never heard of that.
I remember I was telling you that there's a big history about bananas. I don't know if you guys know this, but the banana itself is kind of like it has a long controversial history in the U.S. There's been there's been a lot of it was marketed to the banana in the early 50s was marketed to Americans like in advertising is in magazines, radio ads, and even some TV ads where they were trying to get Americans to be more into bananas because the sales in the United States were really low. Like down in South America, people ate bananas, but they could grow them there, so they didn't really have like a market for them. They were trying to find a market where they could, have they could actually produce all these bananas and uh and people would eat them. Actually, there would be create a demand for them. I guess is what I'm trying to say. And Europeans, not so much. It never caught on, but they finally, with the advertising and what is the word we always like to say? The ah the indoctrination of television got Americans to start buying bananas, and then once the demand was there, they had a hard time. They actually had a hard time in the industry because they were trying to find an exact breed or kind that wouldn't ripen too fast, but that wouldn't bruise too easily, and that were just like the right had just didn't have too many seeds, weren't too big, weren't too small. They went through a lot of believe it or not, there's like 30, 40 different strains of bananas, and they all have different kind of textures and tastes and qualities. So they finally decided on this particular one, and no sooner than they started cultivating all these trees and got the industry going, there was some type of a mildew or moss or some type of fungus or something that took out the entire that spread across intercontinentally, like to all the different places where bananas, because of the crossing between sending ships back and forth with the bananas to all the different locations, it ruined all the bananas. All the trees died. There was actually like a 3 to 6 month time frame where we didn't even have any bananas. It may even been longer than that because they had to take the time to switch to a totally different banana, which is the one that we currently have now in most of our grocery stores. But there is a long, detailed, complex, controversial history of banana, and if you go back and you look at what is the one that everybody always has? Dole, is that the one? What are the name brands of bananas? I'm trying to remember.
Chiquita
brand. That was the one that you'll find out there was a lot of there was actually like like people like fought in like little mini wars over these banana crops and the way that the people were paid and kind of like the sweatshop in the clothing industry. It was exposed and tariffs were put on them, and it was just it's how there's a lot to know. It really is. I saw a little documentary on it. I had no idea there was that there could be that much controversy about a banana. But there really is. It's really a thing. If you're into, I would suggest you guys look into it if you're interested. But there is a lot to know about bananas.
Yeah, interesting. Plus, also a lot of nasty spiders come over in the banana boat.
Oh yeah, for sure. I remember as a kid hearing about make sure there's no spiders on your bananas. That was the thing. Like they would always say, like the tarantulas or something would come over with the bananas.
Oh man, I had a dream the other night about a tarantula like crawling on me.
Apparently, it's one of their favorite foods as well. Tarantulas like bananas.
Tarantulas. I don't think they bite. Do they bite humans? I think they bite humans, but they're not poisonous, right?
Well,
They'll-
there's different ones. There's ones that are more potent than others, but yeah, they don't actively look to go bite human, but and they generally won't bite you unless they're except for a self defense, or if you got like if you got one in, like let's say you say one is in your bed and you roll over on top of it and you're half squishing it, it's going to
Ooh.
bite you because it wants to get away, you know. But
Good reason.
as far as like a bunch of them running in your house and chasing you onto a table, that's not likely to happen.
That's what my dream was about. A whole bunch of them running into my house and chasing me onto a table. But,
What a coincidence.
I don't think a table could support my weight right now. So I would have to run to a bed or a couch or I don't know. I don't think I would. I don't know. I don't know what I'd run out the door more than likely. Just run out the door and let the tarantula take over the apartment, and it'll be so long, adios. I'm going away for a while.
Would you let a tarantula crawl on your arm or in your hand? Would you hold one? Would you be afraid to do that?
If I had a fake arm, okay, and that was on a maybe a 20-foot or maybe 100-foot pole, maybe I might do that. But as far
How
as
about you, Armor? Could you let a tarantula? Could you hold one in your hand?
No. I've seen people that got bit in the army, and believe me, those suckers will mess you up.
Right?
Yeah, you'll be down for a while.
Yeah, I don't know. Spiders are kind of like one of the creepiest things to me. I could do snakes before I can do spiders.
Oh yeah, I've held snakes. I don't mind holding snakes. Yeah, spiders, they must die.
I think I'm with you on that, Armor.
But the best thing to do, if the tarantula is chasing you in your dream, get in the bathtub. Because once you get him in the bathtub, he'll be stuck there. Because they can climb anything, but they can't get out of bathtub. So lure him to the bathtub.
Cool. Well, I wish I had a bathtub, then I could do that. That'd be awesome. Well, I guess in my dream, I could dream up a bathtub. You know that.
Well, of course. Yeah. You could make it as fancy of a bathtub as you would like it to be.
So, yeah. You know what was weird? I don't know. Did I mention this on last night's show? The dream I had where we went to the pizza place, and it was like he took us to the Chinese place and said, "All right, now this is he took us to an all-you-can-eat buffet, and he was like, now remember, don't eat too much. I'm taking you to my pizza place." I thought that was weird.
That is weird.
Did I mention that dream last night on last night's broadcast, or?
Yeah, you did. You mentioned that. I remember you bringing that up.
Yeah, I tell you what.
It's awesome.
What was awesome?
I said you spilt all the soy sauce.
Oh yeah, that's right. I remember. Yeah, that was they kicked us out, man. They were for
Yeah, I remember that now because seems like I commented on that last bottle was too many. You guys are out of here.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, dreams can just be weird,
Now we out of soy sauce. You go now. You get out.
I had a friend that actually got kicked out of a Chinese buffet because he took the freaking tray over to his table. Took one of the food trays. Oh, you eat too much. You get out now. You eat too much. But I would say any normal person in their right mind would know better not to take the damn thing, the damn tray over their table. All you can eat does not mean out of the pan. You gotta actually use a plate. So just saying.
Right.
Oh man, these guys. There was another story I was going to tell you guys, but I think we actually have enough people in here. You got them phone lines ready, sir? Oh wait.
I believe so.
I just remembered something. I believe you have some good news, don't you?
I do have some good news ready also, yes.
All right. Well, why don't we go ahead and we'll play that first. Play your segment. Hold on. Wait. I'll be right. Don't do that just yet. You guys talk amongst yourselves for a second. I got an idea.
Uh-oh. He's got an idea. This could take a while. Sad you don't let me hanging, brother.
No, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yep.
All right. So, on a side note, I don't know if you guys remember, but back in around October, in middle near the end of October, there was internet outages, different places like YouTube went down, Google went down, Facebook was down. I'm sure you kind of vaguely remember that.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that.
Well, tomorrow is the 23rd, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. And Russia is going to temporarily shut off many of its citizens' access to the global internet 2 days before Christmas in a test of its controversial RUNET program. According to Internet government document, RUNET aims to boost the government's ability to better control internal digital traffic, launch cyber information attack against other nations, and track and censor dissidents. The test will evaluate the possibility of intercepting subscriber traffic and revealing information about the subscriber, blocking communication services. The Ministry of Digital Development and Communications and Mass Media, the document said the test was originally slated to take place on the 19th, but they pushed it back to the 23rd. But make a long story short, back in April, they passed a global internet, like I don't know, it's called the Sovereign Internet Law, requiring foreign digital traffic to pass through government choke points. The last drew fire from various citizens' rights groups, including Human Rights Watch, which noted that blocking would result in direct interaction between the government and the ISP. So I don't know if you guys remember, but when the internet was in its infancy, the government was totally lost, like on how to charge taxes, on how to enforce, certain laws, and there just wasn't any laws made. There wasn't any. It was kind of like the Wild West of the internet, you might say. And you could easily be scammed. It seemed like any unfrivolous website you went to was bound to have some type of virus or malware in it. I mean, it was just like it was like at your own risk internet. And over the course of time, I'd say it's gotten better in some aspects. As far as like when you go online now, you don't constantly wonder if you're going to get that if you're going to get scammed or pick up a virus. I mean, not saying it don't happen still, but it's just not as prevalent as it once was. But I mean, now it's like it's taken like an extreme. The pendulum is taking an extreme swing into the other direction, where now the government overly controls the internet, and everything is so restricted. And I mean, you can't even say things on a live stream. Certain keywords will trigger you to get shut down in the middle of a live stream. And if you just bring up something that is politically incorrect and not even vulgar. I mean, you can cuss and talk about sex and drugs and rock and roll, but don't say something politically incorrect about Democrats or Republicans. You know what I mean? It's just so, and everything is just so become so government. Like I love that line that really kind of that really kind of the government choke point, I think is what I said. I mean, that's really kind of like what they're wanting to do. Every country is wanting to create a choke point that all internet traffic has to go through, get approved before it's allowed to proceed to the people of its nation. It's almost like they're afraid that one country might know the truth about what another country is really doing. You know what I'm saying? So make sure that no accidental things actually slip out to the other people. We'll bring it all to this one spot. We'll filter through it and we'll decide what gets through. I don't know if I'm liking the concept of that internet so much. What do you guys think?
Well, I think it's sort of funny how the complaints about the Russian internet, which basically they're just, I don't know, I would say it's just another way of Putin's not wanting to be in the world order type thing, because you got to remember Obama signed control of the internet over to an international organization. I can't. So
yeah.
It's another way of Putin basically saying, no, we'll just do our own internet. We don't want to be part of your spying internet. And the negative points that they're pointing out about his internet is exactly what they do with the internet they got. I just find that's amusing. Yeah, that's basically all I think about that. Jenny Pertee in the house and Effected by Grace. Hey, everyone go over and check out Effected by Grace's channel. He just started doing videos. I've checked him out. I subbed, but we need to help him out, get some subs in there, help promote his channel, and of course Jenny Pertee and everyone else also. But yeah, let's help Effected by Grace. Anyone good enough to start doing videos, I need to support. So check him out. He's been doing some chemtrail stuff. He did a Mandela effect. So yeah, show him some love. Go to his channel. Yeah, I think it's just another way of Putin thumbing his nose at the system. Myself.
Right. Well, with all that being said, I agree with you, first of all. And I just think that it seems like that's just kind of like the what's trending here. I mean, later on in the article, it goes back and it says, in November, Iran suspended all internet activity within its borders to thwart fuel protests. India has taken similar steps in Kashmir. It just seems like these different countries are putting filters and bans on their internet to keep, because they want to control the narrative. They want to control what gets in it, what information. It's all about controlling information is bottom line what it boils down to. And to me, I think that one of the things that makes the internet so great is the fact that we can share information with people across the world in real time. I mean, like, you know, there essentially could be someone in our podcast right now in Australia enjoying Shifty Sunday, and, you know, even though it's like probably like, I don't know, 5 a.m. there or something crazy like that.
I don't know if that's really, I mean, I don't know a lot about this. I haven't researched it much. I'm just going by different things I've heard. But I think everyone's still going to be able to access what they want with the Russian internet or whatever. I think it's just bypassing the servers now to use their own. They just don't want their people tracked.
Yeah, they want to have their own sovereign internet.
Yeah, I'm sure they're going to try, you know, but
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It's I don't think it's going to affect, I don't think it's like a way to lock people down from seeing what they want. Oh, it could be. I don't know. Like I said, who knows what Russia's up to. But I think it's just more a way to lock down outsiders from seeing what Russia's doing. It's sovereignty. It's what we're supposed to fight for. It's, it's national freedom.
And I kind of agree with that because I could see if I was the leader of a country, Wayne-topia, or Sagittaric-topia, I would want to have control over my sovereign internet. I would want to protect it so all the people in my country of Sagittaric-topia could have internet, even if the internet in other countries was to go down. At least all the people in Sagittaric-topia would be able to still communicate with each other. I mean, I can see that.
Yeah. Yeah. And like I said, I don't know. I haven't researched it, but hey, I wish our country would do the same. They gave away the internet. So
yeah, I know, right?
I don't like being a part of their world order, even a little bit, in any way, shape, or form. I mean, we already got the currency. We already got, the Federal Reserve, which is not federal at all that crap. But yeah, I mean, I don't look down on Putin for what he's doing. I'm sure he's probably got his reasons for doing it that we probably wouldn't like. But hey, he's protecting his country's internet. That's a good thing.
Right? Yeah, I mean, I agree. I just thought it was an interesting article. I thought it would be worth bringing up tonight, considering it's supposed to take place tomorrow. So you may have, and a lot of times these things have a way of affecting each other. So just be aware tomorrow if you can't get on a specific platform or that you're used to getting on, that might have something to do with it.
Yeah, and what would be awesome was to actually have someone over there, like in our chats or something, someone we knew that was there to see if they lose contact with us when they go onto their internet. You know what I mean?
Right.
Or see if my theory is correct and it's just another way to the same internet.
Yeah, I don't have any friends in Russia, unfortunately.
Nope, me neither.
But I assume that the number is posted, Hebrew?
I don't know. He stepped away and said he'd be back, talk amongst ourselves, and that's the last
Yeah,
word.
it looks like he left you on screen share as well.
Oh, well, I can shut that off.
Well, do you want to? You know the number, Armor? I guess it's on your system. You want to just drop it in chat so that people can try to call if they want to? Are you still there? Okay, hold on a second. All right, I'm in the show, and everybody else is gone, huh? Well, I will stay here to see who else pops up.
Well, I've got this breaking news soundbite if you guys are ready to do the news.
Well, Armor is he in here?
He should be.
All right. I can't see anyone's avatar.
Oh. Hold on, let me see. You may have dropped out somehow. I got to get back to the room. There we go. Oh, there he is. Sorry about that, brother. I didn't know you were gone.
Yeah, I hit the wrong button. I was stuck in the back.
But I have this breaking news thing. If you're ready to do your news report, I'll give us a little cue here.
All right. Well, I'll screen share when I read it so everyone can see the pictures.
Well, here's your introduction, sir.
You know, I always use the infinity screen.
All right.
You know what we see was the infinity screen, right?
Really?
All you got right now is the infinity screen, full screen.
Oh man, that sucks.
Oh, wait, there's icons at the bottom. No icons or nothing. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, I tried to tell you I couldn't see anyone's icon.
Oh, I didn't push that again, guys. It just replayed. Well, enough of this. Sorry, hold on. Let me mute up. There you go. It's good news time with Armor Up. Oh no.
All right, let me share my screen.
Let's hear you ruffle the papers. I gotta hear you ruffle in the papers.
Oh, I don't have any paper.
Oh man.
Wait,
Next time you gotta have some paper to ruffle.
paper effect. Okay, first one we're going to share is the. Here we go.
All right.
Blind
I
deaf
see.
dog inspires man to pair dozens of recovering veterans with hard-to-adopt shelter pups. This veteran-run nonprofit has been pairing ex-service members suffering from isolation and PTSD with senior dogs rescued from overcrowded shelters where they could potentially be euthanized. Because many veterans live alone without family or friends nearby, they can often become isolated and lonely from the lack of connection. As some veterans also suffer with post-traumatic stress disorder, their social interactions can also become difficult. That's when the Vets Friends Foundation can step in with a helping hand. The organization delivers companionship to both the vets and the senior shelter dogs who need caring homes to live out the rest of their lives. Joel Rocky, the foundation's founder, says that he came up with the idea for the organization after spending 5 years in the Navy in Iraq and Afghanistan. When Rocky returned home from his deployment, he wanted to focus on something he felt truly passionate about. As fate would have it, he found his calling one day when he stumbled upon an old dog in a freezing snowstorm. He took the dog home and nursed it back to health, even though the dog was blind, deaf, and badly injured. Although the dog only lived for a few more months, Rocky made sure that those last days were filled with love and attention. He realized that it didn't matter how long senior dogs still had to live. It mattered that their last moments were spent in a caring home. Since senior dogs in shelters are often overlooked and have a very hard time getting adopted, Rocky knew that he could make a real difference, so he got his other veteran buddies together and launched Vets Friends Foundation. Since 2016, they have found homes for more than 130 dogs from shelters across the U.S. Once the medical needs and personalities of the dogs are evaluated, the canines are ready to be adopted into loving homes. Part of the reason why senior dogs make great pets for veterans is because they are calm, relaxed, and laid back. Whenever a veteran chooses a dog to adopt, the organization covers the pet's medical bills for the rest of the pup's life. Although this nonprofit is based in the Detroit area, they also have volunteers working to expand the mission in Ohio, Missouri, and California to provide a sense of purpose and connection for American war veterans. All right, that's our first good news this week.
I love me some dog stories, man. That's awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, now let me share the next one. And let me get a drink of my coffee. It's a lot of reading.
Yeah.
I love my veterans and I love my puppies.
Yeah.
I miss my puppy, but yeah. Okay, let's see. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Our next story is 4-year-old girl saves mom's life with bravery and poise, all while calming her siblings and dogs. Okay, let me get another sip. And we'll read about this beautiful little girl. Look at her smile. This little girl may only be 4 years old, but she's already proven herself to be a real-life Wonder Woman. Isla Glazer had been at her home in Somerset, New Jersey, with her family earlier this month when her mother, Haley, suddenly collapsed unconscious. Since her mother failed to move or open her eyes, Isla called 911 and reported the situation to the Franklin Township Police Department. After calmly providing her address to the dispatcher, the youngster waited until EMTs arrived on the scene so she could use a chair to reach up and unlock the front door. According to New Jersey 12 News, Isla then kept the family's 3 80-pound rescue dogs under control as medical officials attended to her mother. On top of that, she kept her 2-year-old sister and twin 1-year-old brothers calm by feeding them yogurt. Isla's mother ended up being hospitalized. Whew, rough night, people, for a bacterial infection for 4 days, and it is quite likely that she may not have survived the medical emergency if it had not been for her daughter. Isla was later honored by the police department with a certificate of heroism, an official police badge, and a tour of the station. I know adults that can't handle that kind of incident with that much bravery, poise, and distinction, Lieutenant Philip Rizzo of the Franklin Township Police Department said during the news conference. For that, this young lady needs to be commended. And we got a video we're going to watch. Hopefully we won't get in trouble, but who cares? Oh, unmute.
Is being honored for saving her mother's life. Isla Glazer called 911 when mom collapsed in the kitchen. Today, the little girl was given an award for her actions, Karen.
Oh my goodness, this story's so cute. News 12 New Jersey's Chris Keating has that interview.
4-year-old Isla Glazer wore...
Okay, can you hear it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm going to let her roll.
Proud smile and a badge as she was named an honorary junior officer with the Franklin Police Department. She was also given a certificate for bravery for making this phone call.
My mom fell down and she can't talk. Is she sleeping? No. Are her eyes open? No.
Her mom, Haley, had just passed out and dropped to the floor after suffering from a type of bacterial infection. Little Isla knew to grab the cell phone and call 911. Even knew her address, which she relayed to dispatchers Olivia Klein and Julie Kozo.
The fact that she knew her address and she knew exactly what to say really helped us render aid as fast as possible.
Isla wasn't alone. She was just the oldest compared to her 2-year-old sister in the room and twin 1-year-old brothers. She stayed on the line with dispatch to make sure Officer Mike Casey could get inside.
When the officers get there, they're going to knock on your front door. Is your door unlocked? No. Okay, when they get there, we can unlock the door for them. Sure.
When he arrived, she got a chair. She reached up, unlocked the door, and oh yeah, got those 3 barking dogs that you hear out of the way.
If it wasn't for her, who knows what would have happened to her mother?
I know adults that cannot handle this type of an incident with that much bravery, poise, and distinction.
As for Mom, she's thankful for everyone who was involved.
I'm grateful that you were able to communicate with her in a way that, truly saved my life. I'm grateful to everyone here.
In Franklin, Chris Keating, News 12, New Jersey.
Along with her badge, Isla also got an official police hat, a Frisbee, and a tour of the police department.
I just can't get over it. She got a chair, opened the door.
Poise.
Poise.
You could hear it in the call.
Mia will be like that too one day.
Like that. We can only hope. No.
All right, there's our good news this week. What a beautiful child.
Man. Wow.
Yeah, you picked out some good ones this week, Armor. I really enjoyed both of those.
That was very, very touching, man. Thanks. I needed that, man. You know, that just warms your heart to hear stuff like that. You know,
The world ain't all bad. That's just all they want us to see. There's lots of good out there.
well, look. Oh man.
You all right over there?
Yeah, I'm fine.
You want to put up the phone number so people can call in?
You're
Yeah,
still kicked up about the dog, ain't you? Admit it. I know.
well, I got to be lying, man, if I said I wasn't. But man,
It's just funny you say that because I don't get like I you know, like these tearjerker movies, you like romantic movies and blah blah blah. I don't get upset. I don't generally cry because of a movie. I mean, I not to say that I don't have a, you know, that they can't move me emotionally, but I don't generally come to tears over a movie, with the exception being anything related to a dog.
I don't know. I'd probably still. I might get stuck in my eyes if I watched Old Yeller still.
Yeah, Old Yeller. There's a couple other ones too that have came out since. Even Turner and Hooch got me a little bit. I mean, Milo. There's a couple other ones too. Whenever the dog dies, I always shed a tear for it. I don't know why.
wait a minute. The dog in Turner Hooch? He didn't die, did he?
Well, yeah.
Well, no, he had puppies.
Yeah, his puppies were the way they made it a happy ending.
Oh man, so I thought he just like went into a coma or something. I didn't realize he died.
Yeah.
Remember, he took a bullet for him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that is right. I the bells are ringing now.
Yeah. Turner and Hooch gets me.
Yeah.
Yeah. They all get me right now. I miss my puppy. It's only been a couple days. One day, actually. Today's Sunday, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Good morning. So.
Well, you know, that is a tough thing to go through. I mean, it was about a year ago when I put my dog down, and I mean, I still keep a picture of him in my recent photos on my phone, like in my short little album, my little photo collection that I look at when I want to reminisce.
Yeah.
So the phone lines are open, huh?
Oh, I guess I ought to go over there and make sure we don't have a call. Okay, I'm over there.
All right. So is that the right number? 720-835-5825, PIN number 64559?
That is correct, sir.
All right. Well, don't everybody call in at once. You guys need to stagger your calls because, you know, we do have operators standing by.
Are they standing by or sitting by?
I'm sitting actually. Affected by Grace said Turner and Hooch, that dog didn't die. We're going to have to look it up.
Oh, shoot. Could this be a Mandela effect?
It could be a Mandela effect.
Mandela effect?
Mandela effect.
That's awesome, JM. I couldn't agree more. He says, I think Father put dogs here so we could have the chance to get a glimpse of the love and loyalty that he has for us. Yeah, just a little glimpse.
Oh wow, that's some good insight there. Yeah. I never really. Yeah. I honestly, I do. I'm kind of split on it. I do remember, like, him being injured from the bullet, but I don't actually remember him dying.
Well, here's the official. Could you guys hear me?
Yep.
All right. So the scene where Hooch dies was the final scene filmed between Tom Hanks and Beasley the dog. Hanks did a great deal of bonding with Beasley and used the fact that he'll never see him again to get himself to cry. An alternate ending was filmed in which Hooch survives.
Wow. No way.
Yeah.
Huh. I never seen the alternate ending.
No, they probably used that for the TV version, I guess.
I've never, like, I don't have it on DVD or anything like that. And I've never, it seemed like I just kind of remembered that, you know? Maybe they did show it on TV.
An ME. Could be an ME because I sure never heard of a version where Hooch lived. But I never had the extended DVD. You know, that'd be a director's cut or whatever. But strange, I never heard about it. That's an older movie and was one of my favorites. So, yeah. Weird. But he still got shot. I knew he got shot and died. I remember him crying. Yeah. The tearjerker. Huh. So alternate.
That's what they basically. I mean, why would you make the alternate ending if you can't? If you don't. I mean, what do you at the beginning of the DVD? Do you want the dog to live or not?
Choose one.
Do you want the happy version or the sad version?
Affected by Grace, he only remembers. So that's wild. He must have only seen the alternate ending, which would make no sense. Unless, like you said, they used that for TV, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, that's kind of a weird thing because I mean, it's not like you would want to give the person the option to choose which ending they wanted. That would just be kind of narcissist, wouldn't it, to choose the dog die ending when there's a version where he lives?
I don't know. Narcissist, maybe.
Yeah, that's what I meant to say. Thank you.
Yeah. Cool. Nasty. Interesting, though. There's the version he lived. Where did our host with the most go?
I don't know.
I'm sorry.
I mean, if you got other things to do, I mean, we can wrap this show up.
Well, here's the thing. Before you even start talking about wrapping things up, the thing is, it's kind of like Rocky Balboa, where they had an alternate ending where he actually won. And Rambo, the Blair, man, I'm getting like stagnant stuff going on here. Hold on. Oh, that's better. But in Rambo, if you recall, like originally they had shot the ending where he was supposed to get shot, like he held the gun to himself, and Trotman had the gun, and Trotman ended up shooting him. And then they ran it through a test audience, and the test audience didn't like it. So they shot the alternate ending to Rambo, where he, you know, but the what you see on the screen, what you see like when you watch the movie Rambo, you know what I mean? Guys?
Yeah, been a long time since I seen it, but yeah.
And I think in the book, he does die in the book. So I don't know. It would have totally changed the course of the Rambo movies for sure. We wouldn't have got a second or third one or fourth one or fifth one. So I don't know. I view each one of them as different. You know what I mean? Like, I like the third one, but I don't love it. I love the very first one, but I think I like the second one better. I think there's a lot more action than the second one. So, and then definitely there was a lot more action than the fourth one. And the fifth one, I haven't seen it yet, so I can't really judge by it. Speaking of movies and seeing movies, Sagittariusly speaking, I hear you had a special sneak preview of Star Wars.
Yeah, I watched it the night before last, and I actually enjoyed watching it. It was here's my thing with the Star Wars, because I mean, I now that I'm on YouTube a lot more than I really ever was before, I come across these Star Wars fan pages, like YouTube channels dedicated to Star Wars movies and talking about Star Wars movies, critiquing Star Wars movies. They're basically for people who are really into Star Wars, right? So you would assume that these people have positive things to say about Star Wars, but I've noticed the last, like, ever since I've been on YouTube, and every time a Star Wars movie comes out, I get more. I see more and more disdain for the Star Wars movies from the actual pages that are where the people are supposed to like Star Wars movies. Those people really seem to hate anything new that comes out Star Wars. I don't know if apparently there's a lot of issues with different directors, and you know they want to preserve certain they take a special they have a special I guess a homage to or an affinity for particular characters, and I don't know, but all I know is that these particular YouTube channels are really hating the new Star Wars movie, and I don't see it. I mean, maybe I'm just not geek enough or Star Wars geeky enough to understand why I shouldn't like it, but I actually enjoyed watching it. I'm not going to spoil it or tell you guys anything that that will keep you from being able to watch it and enjoy it for yourself. But just know that if you are into that sort of thing, I think my personal opinion was it was really well made. It's over a 2-hour long movie, but it don't feel like 2 hours long. It's paced really well. There's lots of the editing, the cut scenes. It almost feels like they're trying to squeeze 3 hours into 2 hours. Would be my only negative critique. It almost feels kind of rushed, which is an odd thing to say with it being a 2-hour movie, but it does mark the end of the third trilogy. So the official trilogy sets are now officially over. 1 through 3, 4 through 7, and 7 through 11. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They're all done. It's a done deal. It's a wrap.
Well, let me just say, speaking for Star Wars geeks, because those of us who grew up with Star Wars, the original, which was actually 4, 5, 6, but the original Star Wars trilogy, and then as we were older, they came out with the 1, 2, 3, which were pretty good. I think what most of the real fans dislike is the fact that they've given it an agenda. Let's just say it that way, not to cause any problems, but true fans realize that they put an agenda to Star Wars. They're using it badly, in our opinions, at least with the last few movies. I haven't seen the last one yet. I'll watch it because I'm a Star Wars geek. I watch them all. But yeah, it isn't hard to see that it's went way far away from what Lucas had envisioned and the original Star Wars themes. It's developed a different type of message.
I would totally agree with you on that, because the original movies, the ones you're referring to, 4, 5, and 6, I mean, it was really just about a young farm boy wanting to find his way, see the world, live a life of adventure. Coming to terms with who he really is, self-discovery. A lot of like just good old-fashioned storytelling, And then the second set, it kind of introduces you to a whole multiverse of characters, and it brings you more into the political aspect of the storyline. But then these new ones, they kind of like try to make it kind of like try to put particular movements, ideologies into it, versus it just being a good old story about a country boy trying to make it in this world.
Well, actually, the original story, I mean, there's different ways to look at it. It was actually quite a spiritual type story and good versus bad type story. I mean,
I can see that too.
All throughout the first three, it's all about coming to the light or the dark, making your choice, which Luke had to do. Even when he finds out that his nemesis, the most evil thing he knows, he's always trying to save him. He isn't trying to kill him. He's always trying to bring him back to the light. So he sort of shows hope for even Vader. It's also a story about a dude like Hans who was out for nobody but Hans. People nowadays, someone caught up in the me agenda. It's all about me, no matter, money and me and my Chewbacca, me and my buddy. That's it. It's all we care about, nothing else. In the moment of need, coming and helping the good side. I mean, actually, Star Wars is very deep for people that are into Star Wars. And they've totally, basically, twisted the message now.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I don't want to give anything away, but I will tell you that in some way, shape, or form, it does kind of come back to that. But I don't want to go into anything more specific than that. But if that aspect is kind of revisited, not in the exact same way, but it is revisited in this particular one, just for the record.
Well, yeah, but you have to look at the characters that are revisiting it and see why they replaced them with who they did.
Right.
I think a lot.
Yeah, I'm not really sure about all that.
Oh, sorry.
Into the agenda they're pushing. Let's just say it that way.
Right. Yeah. And you know what? It really has turned into a lot, and a lot of that is probably it has to do with just, it's no longer a person's vision. Now it's a corporate conglomerate in control of the storytelling. So.
I think a lot of the disdain, like you're talking about, that comes from Star Wars is also the last Jedi. It comes from a lot of that where they killed off the Luke character in like a strange way. Like they didn't even give him a proper send off. He just kind of astral projected himself to fight Kylo Ren, and instead of having an actual lightsaber battle to the death, much like what was done with the original the first one, the original first one, episode, instead of having like a neat lightsaber battle where, I mean, they could have, we would have been killing off the character, but they just didn't give him a proper, like they Obi-Wan. And the other disdain is, I think it has a lot to do with the role reversal, their rows being switched out. And it comes from like they're telling the same exact story, but they're reverse the roles, and the characters aren't even being like, they're not being treated with the proper respect. Like they killed off Han Solo, which, Harrison Ford wanted Han Solo dead from the very beginning anyway. But they make Princess Leia look like she has like Superman powers, and the whole thing about her flying through space, and there was just the porgs, it's just the whole thing has got people, real Star Wars fans, truly upset over they're just sick and tired of the franchise, and they're like, because they're not really, they haven't really done anything new with it. You know what I mean? It's like they're telling the same old story over and over again, which is fine, but you can at least pay your respects to the original characters in a way that's respectful, and a way that pushes the story forward. I don't think they're pushing the story forward. I think they're just, that's where a lot of the disdain comes from. And also, like I said, they killed off the wrong characters and brought the other wrong characters back, and it's just so wishy-washy. I think ever since Disney got a hold of the franchise, they kind of put a bad taste in one's mouth, is what I'm saying. So there's my 2 cents about it. There you go.
Oh yeah, I can see that too. It really is. It's it's a little more complex than I guess than I originally thought. Before we started this topic, I brought up, I was looking up movies with alternate endings because we were talking about that before, and Return of the Jedi happens to be on that list. Believe it or not, the first version of the script of Return of the Jedi, Han Solo dies during a raid on an Imperial base. Kurt said Lucas was concerned about how Han's demise would impact merchandising, and refused to kill any of the main characters off, which is why the movie ended in a teddy bear luau instead.
Right. But like I said, that's where it all comes into Harrison Ford. I think Harrison Ford wrote that in where he wanted to die a long time ago. Like he wanted to die right then. What you said in The Last Jedi, he even talks about it in several interviews. So I mean, yeah. So that doesn't surprise me in the least bit that was part of the script. I actually read that part of the script a long time ago. So yeah, I know what you're talking about, brother.
But what I was going to do is I was going to read off some of these titles. There's a little bit more than 20 of them with alternate endings. Let's see if how many of these you guys may or may not have already known about. The first one on the list is Doctor Strangelove, which I don't think I've seen, so I wouldn't know either way. But apparently, Terminator 2. Alternate ending shows Sarah Connor as a happy grandmother and her son John is a senator. Everyone lives happily ever after. But it didn't.
Movie.
Say what?
It's a Doctor Strangelove's an older movie. I can't believe it hadn't older than far back.
Yeah, let's see what the alternate ending was. It was an ending that was. The ending that was used, of course, was Major T.J. King, Kong riding a nuclear bomb like it's a bucking bronco, followed by Dr. Strangelove miraculously regaining the ability to walk just as the Doomsday Machine activates and detonates nuclear bombs across the world. But all of this could have been replaced with a massive fight at the Pentagon, a pie fight. Everyone in the war room, including the POTUS and the Russian ambassador, cream each other in the face with a pie like their slapstick Vidvalians, was the alternate ending.
Yeah, I remember seeing that. I think I was watching a video on YouTube or something where they're showing all these alternate endings, and the pie fight was in there, but then they thought it would be too silly. But they did shoot it. I mean, they shot all the scenes. There's pictures that I'm sure you could share if we could find them somewhere of the pie filling actually being all over people.
And this is one I actually knew about, the I Am Legend alternate ending. They actually, I remember when I rented the DVD, it included both endings.
Yeah, I knew about that one too.
And then, believe it or not, Fatal Attraction had an alternate ending.
Huh.
The original ending, in which Dan is charged with murder, while Alex voiceover confesses suicide. Bad audience reaction prompted a change to the ending. We now know, the famous bathtub shooting.
Mm-hmm.
But Glenn Coast hated this ending and fought hard against it, arguing that her character was more likely to self-destruct and commit suicide.
Hey, did you know? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but
no, go ahead. I was done.
Did you know that in Gremlins, there was an original scene that was cut where the mom's head was going to be cut off by one of the Gremlins, and it was supposed to be cut off, and then you could see it like rolling down the stairs. And of course, Joe Dante didn't really care for that ending too much. He thought it would be, he would make it be more, he liked the ending that we see today, where she ends up winning the day over the Gremlins. So go ahead, dude. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, you're fine. Another one I didn't know about was Little Shop of Horrors. Had a alternate ending where Audrey 2 kills Audrey and Seymour and then takes over New York City. And Thelma and Louise. The first ending showed Thelma and Louise's car rumbling all the way to the canyon floor, no doubt getting pulverized in the process. However, Harvey Keitel's character finds that polarized, that blew out of the car, and looks at it as a helicopter heads down into the Grand Canyon to survey the wreckage. As you probably know, the updated ending is a wee bit more hopeful, as we see the car drive off the cliff, but not the aftermath, which I thought was it was a cooler ending, because it was more like they're going out in a blaze of glory instead of seeing the catastrophe of them falling, you know? Are you guys still there?
Yep.
All right. I'll try to cut through this a little bit faster. I won't read them all. Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid had an alternate ending. You mentioned Rambo. That's on the list. Butterfly Effect. The movie Seven. And we already talked about Return of the Jedi. Blade Runner, Titanic. I don't see how Titanic could have an alternate ending. I mean, everybody knows that it's going to sink. I mean, what would be the alternate ending for Titanic? I guess we could find out. Let's see. Instead of AIDS Rose quietly dropping her priceless heart of the ocean bauble into the abyss, the original ending had her giving a seriously cheesy speech about her life being the only thing that's priceless. Then she launches that sucker overboard as Bill Preston laughs maniacally, flashing some dangerously crazy eyes.
Affected by Grace wants to know what the alternate ending in I Am Legend is.
All right. I vaguely remember it, but it would be easier for me just to scroll up and and read it. So just bear with me here.
If I'm not mistaken, I think Will Character lives in that alternate ending, or he does something different.
It says another hopeful ending here. At the end of the version that was released, Dr. Neville heroically blows himself up and a bunch of Darkseers up, saving Anna and Ethan, but giving them the cure before he goes. Critics didn't care for the ending, but perhaps they would have preferred the one where Darkseekers break into Neville's lab because they're looking for the female Darkseeker he has been experimenting on. Once Neville realizes this and gives the female back, the rest of the mob backs off, and Neville realizes that the infected just see him as a murderer of their kind. Did I lose you guys?
No, I'm just, that's strange.
And Pretty Woman had an alternate ending. So did Alien and Born Identity. National Lampoon's Vacation had an alternate ending. You guys want to hear that one?
Sure, why not? It's Christmas.
Well, this isn't the Christmas one,
but okay, I'm sorry.
Harold Ramis actually shot another ending to National Lampoon's Vacation and showed it to audiences, and it tested terribly. Bombed so badly that the audience was laughing for 80 minutes and then just stopped cold, he said. That ending, Clark takes his family to Wally's home and forces him to entertain his family at gunpoint. Yeah, I think that's just a little too dark. The Shining had an alternate ending. Gone with the Wind, script changed to the end of Gone to the Wind is small, but drastically changes the character of Scarlett O'Hara. Instead of it ending with Scarlett declaring, "After all, tomorrow is another day," she gets a little desperate. It says, Rhett, you'll come back. You'll come back. I know you will. And other non-honorable mentions, the last two is The Lion King and a movie called Heathers.
Oh, yeah, Heathers. That's one of my wife's favorite movies.
There are three depressing versions of the ending.
You never seen Heathers? It's about a bunch of mean girls that like.
It seems like I probably have, but I just don't really remember it. But one ending is the school blows up and the movie ends with prom in heaven. At real prom, the kids enjoy blue drinks from the punch bowl, the same blue stuff that killed Heather Chandler.
Right.
And the last one is Veronica asks Martha Dump Truck if she wants to hang out and rent a movie. Martha responds by stabbing Veronica in the stomach and calling her Heather as she bleeds out. Veronica gasps, "My name's not Heather, you bitch." All right. You can't make that up. But yeah. So at least we covered those alternate endings to rule out any possible, mistaking them for, dare I say it, Mandela effect.
Mandela effect?
Mandela
effect. Mandela effect?
Mandela effect.
All right, so how many callers we got waiting, Armor?
None.
Was that a nun? A big None?
None.
Well, that's pretty much everything I had. If you guys got anything, I'm all ears.
This is not an alternate ending, but did you know, like in Indiana Jones, I forget which one it was. I guess it was the first one, where the guy comes out with the swords and starts swinging them, and then Harrison Ford shoots the guy, pulls out a gun, and shoots him. That was all improvised. That was Harrison Ford wasn't feeling good on the set that day, so he just decided, he wasn't into getting into a big, huge sword fight. So he just decided to improvise and shoot the guy.
All right, that makes sense.
Yeah,
didn't know that. Interesting.
So there's that one. We can talk about improvisations. I would say about 75% of Ghostbusters, the original Ghostbusters, was improv. So, all right. Do you guys want to give this room one final shout out, and then we'll kind of start wrapping things up?
Sure, why not?
I'm gonna get a drink of coffee.
All right. I might have to make coffee after this. I just had something filled with hot sauce and it was burning my throat out.
All right, we got Affected by Grace, Euler Greg, Lorraine Lamore, screwing up, JM in the house. Jenny Purty was here earlier. KC, Rain on the Plains, Jennifer Richardson, Michael Fontaine. I didn't even see Michael Fontaine pop in earlier. Holy moly. Hey, and there he is popping out at the end. Smokey and the Bandit, he said, was 75% improv. I could believe that too with those.
Yeah, did you ever see the oh, sorry, I thought you Oh, Michael Fontaine just popped back in. Oh no, he popped back out. Did you ever see like the all of the outtakes from Smokey and the Bandit, the original one?
Oh yeah, there's some classic bloopers for that movie. Who was the guy that played the sheriff that's trying to catch him all the time? I forget his name.
Jackie Gleason.
Yeah, Jackie Gleason. He had some great outtakes. I remember seeing some really great ones with him in them.
Oh yeah, man! That Smokey and the Bandit's one of the greatest movies I think of all time. I love Smokey the Bandit, man. I could sit there and watch Smokey the Bandit just like back to back all day long. That one and Any Which Way But Loose. Who out there is also an Any Which Way But Loose fan?
I like those movies. Right Turn, Clyde.
Yeah. Right Turn, Clyde. Smack. What do you think, Armor? I know you were getting ready to speak there.
No, I said Every Which Way But Loose. Yeah, that's a classic.
Oh, wait a minute. Wasn't there two of them? Like one was called Any Which Way But Loose. Oh, the other one was called Any Which Way You Can, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, look, guys. I think it's been a good broadcast. I'm sorry we didn't get to have any phone calls though. But
yeah, I agree. I want to personally tell everybody, you and Armor and anyone in chat, hope you guys have a really Merry Christmas and a great holiday. Whatever it brings you, I hope you're able to spend time with people you care about, and that you're blessed, and that your holiday is blessed, and that everything goes well for you guys. I really am glad to be here, be part of the show. I'm very thankful for our people who show up every week to participate and listen to us, and I'm just feeling really thankful and gratuitous at the moment. So I wanted to express that.
Well, awesome. Yes, and I second that. I hope everyone has a great holiday, wonderful Christmas. And don't forget to check out Effective by Grace's channel and get him some viewers over there. And if we don't see you before, have a good Christmas. We'll see you for the Christmas special that Dan's having on. And maybe Heber's going to do one. I don't know. We'll be around.
All right, cool. Well, am I muted up?
No, I can hear you.
Okay, good. So yeah, that's a bye from me, and for everyone here at the Hebrew channel, we would like to wish you all a Merry Christmas, and to you and all of your kin. And I can't find the dang Shifty Sunday theme song.
Did you say all of your kin?
Yeah, what's
gotta snort out of me on that one.
Wait a minute. What's funny about that? Did I miss something?
No, that's just cool.
Oh, okay.
It's just not it's not a normal word in your vocabulary that I would expect you to use.
Oh.
It just sort of went a little Laura Ingalls on me. It was like,
Okay. Oh, there we go. I didn't even give any warning. It just popped right up there. And I'm not even screen sharing. So here, let's try this real quick before we go off the air. Okay. Let me know what you see when this comes up. I'm going to application window. Working application. I don't know. Do you guys see it?
Yep.
All right. Play me out to the desk, Paul. Wait a minute. We don't have anyone here named Paul. Never mind.
S is for the S's that have disappeared. H is for house, it's changed, my dear. I is for incredible, lots of changes to our edibles. F is freaky cause Mandela effects are all the buzz. And T is for time that's running fast. Y is for your memories, hope they last. If it's not a fun day, won't you join me Shifty Sunday? Shifty Sunday for Emmys. Shifty Sunday, if you please.